So everybody who has written a book in the last 2 years, we have so many publications in the last 2 years that we have lost count. So we invite all authors in front, please, so we can show our appreciation. Thank you. We want to encourage people to write articles, to write books. We have WAP Press that can help you with publication, so there's no reason not to write an article or a book. So we have 30 minutes for all these authors to say a little bit about their work. So we'll start with Maxime.
Thank you very much. Dear friends, probably some of you remember my very tiny book that I published 10 years ago. So this time I overcompensated a bit. Well, actually, it was designed as a chapter. Yeah, but I couldn't stop. And the book called Actual Capabilities and Positive Psychotherapy and What Personality Consists of, it just issued a week ago. And so far it is only available in Russian, but I'm working on translation. It's already done. So I hope it can be republished or translated in other languages. Actually, the main idea is very simple. I believe that one of the greatest discoveries that Psychotherapy left is actual capabilities. This is, I believe strongly, this is something that world yet understood deeply, not yet understood deeply, and will be appreciated in the future. But this is great discovery, how cultural values ingrained in our personality, how does it affect our life. So I tried to give you my version of understanding what it is, how is it presented in everyday life, what the cultural peculiarities, how it is presented in actual conflict, in basic conflict, and there is a little question on how you can discover it. I hope you like it. And if you see any mistakes, errors, connect me, I'll fix it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Maxim. Next is Gabi Hum and Ovidiu Damayan, who's not here with us, to present their book.
Actually, I'm the second author of this book. Ovidiu Damian, my colleague from Romania, is the first author. It is a book about positive psychotherapists revisiting their past. You can find here in this book, Facing the Mirror, interviews with Hamid, with Ivan, with Maxim, with Arno, with Gunther Hübner, with Ekaterina Ovcharek, the generation of psychotherapists who met Professor Peseshkian. And what you can find here in this book is our experience with Professor Peseshkian and learning and teaching positive psychotherapy. And also our childhood, the history, the stories from our childhood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabi. Richard Veringlover is next. Thank you.
So, living a fulfilled life is... Do I have to... Now you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Living a fulfilled life is what I wrote during COVID. And the first time when we had little to do in our offices, I didn't know what to do, and I thought I'd just put together everything I've learned in my life from many, many disciplines with the basics of positive psychotherapy and many other therapeutic disciplines, and it's conceptualized as a self-exploration book. I'm very happy that many of you already appreciate it and are thinking of publishing it in your languages. It is really coming from my heart and what I discovered in all those years. All that also backs Nosrat Peseshkian and how different disciplines can be integrated.
I want to present you. It's not our book we write, we translate it. It's an amazing book, and I want to encourage all countries to translate it. This is the biography of Nosrat Pezeshkian, East-West Positive Psychotherapy in the Dialogue of Cultures. It's an amazing book. Now, as I know, it's in German language. We translated it 20 years in Russian, and now we translated it in Ukrainian. It's an amazing book. I think each of us must read it. All our students must read it. Did you know that Nosrat Pezeshkian studied literature, that he was a musician? What do you know about him? Please translate it, read. It's a great book. Thank you. And now I want to invite Yulia with her book.
Thank you. The last 2 years I wrote 2 books. It's one for adult and one for children. And it's about emotions. As you know, emotions is the first step to contact yourself and others. That is why I try to explain to our clients and their child what emotions are and what to do with them. 5 steps model are inside me. That is why a lot of exercises and a lot of explanation from book are 5-step model. So I hope it will be useful for your clients and for yourself in work and maybe in life. Thank you.
Thank you. And we invite our Polish colleagues to tell about their book.
So we don't have our book with us because it will be published till the end of the March. But you know, there are 4 years of work besides us, and a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of health problems regarding to that. It will be a handbook of positive psychotherapy, which integrates the original works of Professor Pezeshkian and new researches, neuroscience, other approaches. And
so as we started to write, there were eight writers. The title of the book is the Psychotherapy Without Borders with question mark, because we are discussing in this book as well about the importance of the borders in psychotherapy. So we started to write and write and write, and we couldn't finish. We wrote 900 pages. So it's not only one book, but 3 volumes. And first volume is about theory, and the 2 another volumes are about the practice. So we write about the psychotherapy of, for example, depression, of trauma, of youth and adolescents, of family therapy. So we addressed a lot of particular topics. There are a lot of interventions in the book, a lot of examples, quotations from the Professor Pezeshkian's work, and we hope at the end of the March we're supposed to publish that. It's a lot of still works to do, and after that we are planning to translate it in English, so for you to be able as well to read it. Yes.
Thank you very much. Please, Maxim Chekmarov and your books.
I brought with me 2 my books. The first is Path to the Holiness. It is a text of my PG in philosophy about 3 philosophers of irrational school, the Schopenhauer, Kierkegaard, and Nietzsche. They were people who made possibilities for establishing psychotherapy, I think, because they take a lot of thinking about our inner world and subjective reality. Maybe yes, and maybe you have heard my lecture in Khmer about the stages of development in Kierkegaard philosophy. And this book is not for psychotherapists. It is philosophy. It is a history of philosophy. But I think it is a good source for our thoughts about our practice to make it deeper. And another book, Searching Humanity, it is a book of essays about humanistic approach in psychotherapy, psychiatry, social work, and theology. So it is an interdisciplinary book, and it is a source of thoughts for maybe not only our practice, but about the psychotherapy without borders, the psychotherapy as treating our environment. So it is very thin, but I think it is the most concentrated of my books, concentrated ideas.
Thank you very much, Maxim. We invite Ivan Kirillov to talk about his book.
Okay, it's Basics of Positive Psychotherapy. Its book exists in Russian, English. 3 weeks from now it will be in Turkish and Chinese in progress and Mongolian in progress. So Mongolian in progress, yeah. So and Polish in progress, so far as I know, yeah. So so the book is really about what it says. It's the Basics of Positive Psychotherapy. It started from the book written before, which was 20 years ago. I wrote for the basic course of the Positive Psychotherapy, but now it's deepened. And what's interesting about this book, you know that Nosrat Pezeshkian introduced us to many concepts. Some he described very clearly and very in detail, like an actual contact, capabilities, etc. But some he just named. And he didn't even explain what the hell it is, like inner conflict and things like that. So this book takes like up-to-date understanding of what it is about many concepts that was not clarified before. And also it updates, it has like all the updates and references to neuroscience, and all the scientific discoveries of the latest. So, and some ideas for future development. So that's about it, I guess.
Thank you, Max. Thank you, Ivan. We invite our Chinese colleagues to present their book. Hannah.
这本书呢，我们是在咱们的哈密特先生启发下，我们去年写成的。这是我们在天津的做的积极心理健康的教育活动的一个操作手册。我们的计划呢是把它做成用咱们积极心理治疗的这个工具，为每一个来门诊就诊的患者都可以用上的一本口袋书。
So we wrote this book last year after getting inspired by Hamid, and this is a pocket book we use, and we wrote this book based on our experience working in the medical center of Tianjin when we are treating patients with a group of psychiatrists and psychotherapists.
因为时间仓促呢，后边的案例的部分和督导的部分，我们暂时还没有放进去。我们计划呢，明年把它充实完善以后，我们就正式发表。
So this is still a draft. We still need to finalize the part of the cases and other clinical parts. And after we include everything, we will publish this book next year.
等我们在国内有了经验之后，我们争取把它翻译成其他国家的语言，让每一个国家的患者或者是朋友们都能够使用到它，当一个工具。
So we hope we can, after we publish this book in Chinese, we hope to translate it into English so that our colleagues in other countries can also use this tool, and we can also share this experience.
现在全球的精神科医生都不够，我们做这些工具呢，就帮助这些医生节省他们的门诊的时间。
Because now there are insufficient psychiatrists all over the world. So when we make these pocketbooks as a tool, we hope to save more time for our psychiatrists all over the world.
非常感谢哈密特先生和大家，谢谢。
We are very grateful to all of you and Hamid.
And we invite our Turkish colleagues to present book. Please. Do we have here the author of this book, please? Please welcome.
Sözlüğün Türkçedeki ilk baskısı Türk okurları için olağanüstü bir kazanım.
Sorry. This is the first. Well, this is the first version of glossary for positive psychotherapy, all the terms, and it's an honor that we publish it in Turkey for the first time.
Bu hevesi, bu esini bize veren Şeyda Rıfat hocamı da anmak istiyorum. Onun çok katkısı oldu.
I like to remember Şeyda Rıfat because she inspired us on this project.
Ve elbette bize bu olanağı veren Peseçkian ailesi.
Of course, the Peseçkian family. We like to thank them so much.
Bir pozitif psikoterapi kitaplığı dizisi başlattım.
I have started a library of positive psychotherapy.
Bu bir numara.
And this is number 1.
Ve 2 numarada kim var biliyor musun?
And you know what number 2 is? Ivan Krylov.
Evet. Şimdi baskıda Türkçe pozitif psikoterapi kitapları. O yüzden çok mutluyum.
And now it's in press. Ivan's book in Turkish now is under press right now. It's in publication. Okay.
Done? Thank you very much.
Okay. Bu da benim bu yıl baskıya verdiğim ve çıkan kitabım.
And this is my book, which I have just printed this year.
52 haftada 52 pozitif psikoterapi etkinliği var.
Well, in 52 weeks, there are 52 psychotherapy activities.
Kişisel gelişim olarak kullanılabiliyor.
It can be used as a self-development instrument tool.
179 psikolojik danışmanla etkililiğini bu yıl inceledik.
Well, we have researched the efficiency of this method by 179 psychological counselors.
Bugün sundum etkili bir kitap psikoterapi seanslarında ödev olarak, kişisel gelişim ödevi olarak verilebilir.
Well, it can be given as a homework to the psychology students as a homework for studying positive psychotherapy clients and activities.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you. Thank you.
Dear colleagues who left, please.
Ben çeviri editörlüğü yaptım. Öncelikle ilk kitap olarak.
Well, I was the editor of translation actually, and as a
Ivan'ın kitabını çeviri yaptık ve editörlüğünü yaptım.
Well, we have translated and edited Dr. Ivan Krylov's book.
Positive Psychotherapy in Progress.
Positive Psychotherapy in Progress.
2 yılda ikinci baskıyı yaptı.
Well, in 2 years, it's been the second edition right now.
600 adet satıldı
And,
bir yılda.
And 600 copies were sold in a year.
In Turkey.
In Turkey.
And the second one is Maxim's book.
The second one is Maxim's book. İkincisi Maxim'in kitabı. Ha ha ha.
Çatışma mekanizmaları. O da 1 ay oldu çıkalı.
Well, the mechanisms of conflicts.
En son olarak
da. It's been a month since it's been pressed.
Özden hocamla beraber Ivan'ın kitabını editörlüğünü ve çevirisini yaptım.
Well, I have carried out the translation and editing processes of Dr. Ivan Kirillov's book with Özden Bilgin.
Türkiye'de maalesef yayınlara ve kitaplara çok ihtiyacımız var.
Unfortunately, we need publications of books. We need this. Desperately, we desperately need this.
Ama maalesef çeviri ve çeviri editörlüğü gerçekten çok zor. Çünkü
Unfortunately, translation and editing process of translation are very difficult jobs.
3 kitapta Rusça yazılmış.
All 3 books were written in Russian.
İngilizceye çevrilmiş.
And they were translated into English.
And İngilizceden Türkçe'ye çevirmek ve edit
And
etmek.
translating them from English to Turkish was a huge job.
Dolayısıyla mutlaka hatalar olacaktır.
Thus, we may have mistakes.
Ama sonuçta bu kitapları okuyanlar en azından uzaktan yakından pozitif psikoterapi ile ilgili olan kişiler diye düşünüyorum.
However, the readers of these 3 books, they are somehow related to positive psychotherapy, so they might understand what we are trying to say.
Ama bunun yanında dilini o kadar sadeleştirmeye çalıştım ki yaparken alan dışından olan psikologlar, psikiyatristler, pozitif psikoterapiyi tanımayanlara da bir nebze olsun tanıtacak şekilde toparlamaya çalıştım.
At the same time, I tried to simplify and, be open as much as I could so that other people outside from positive psychotherapy school could understand what I said by the terms.
Bu benim için gerçekten çok büyük bir onurdu. Teşekkür ediyorum.
So it's been a great honor for me to be able to edit and translate these 3 books. So thank you very much.
And please, our colleagues, you who have the book, in the microphone.
Hello, dear friends. I'm Elena Kuleva, and it is my book. It was published in Russia last year. It is popular psychological book. The title is "Suffering Goodbye." Suffering Goodbye, Life Hello. It is a guide for self-help. It is a book for normal people, not for psychologists, psychotherapists. I used the very popular tool from positive psychotherapy, the last letter to the symptom, and I hope that book can help change mind of many, many people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you very much. Я не смогла привезти книгу, потому что ее у меня уже не осталось.
I couldn't bring the book here because it was all sold out. So.
Это книга о старении.
Is this book about aging?
Что это не страшно.
It's not something to be feared of.
Что здесь есть много своих плюсов.
There's a lot of pluses down there.
И если кому-то трудно,
And if someone experiences some difficulties,
то позитивная психотерапия может помочь и в этом.
then you can use positive psychotherapy to help it out.
В моей книжке есть глава с практическими упражнениями из позитивной психотерапии.
So, and there is a chapter in this book with the practical exercises from positive psychotherapy.
Для широкого круга читателей, просто для людей.
For just simple people, for broad readers.
Я очень опасалась, верно ли я написала, и послала еще не опубликованный экземпляр профессору Пизишкяну и ждала его оценки.
I was afraid very much that maybe I did something wrong, so I sent it to Professor Pezeshkian, and I was awaiting for his kind of feedback.
И когда я получила одобрительные теплые слова от вас, дорогой Хамид, которые помещены на обложке моей книги, я тогда с гордостью смогла ее опубликовать.
And when Hamid gave the positive feedback, so then it's encouraged me to publish it, and some words of his feedback is on a cover of the book.
Спасибо.
Thank you. And Victoria Timofeeva, please.
Thank you. I also have just one publication for now. It's a book about using metaphorical cards in positive psychotherapy, coaching, and human HR management. So it's printed in Russian, but I have electronic version also in English. And for the moment, I'm working on another book. It is devoted to psychological and spiritual aid to prisoners. It's a very huge topic for me because I'm 10 years in prison ministry. So helping prisoners, helping ex-prisoners to re-socialize, reintegrate in the society. So hopefully for the next Congress I will bring it also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We invite Dr. Hamid Beseshkian. Think? Anybody else who has a book to present? In the end. Special treat in the end. Yes. Thank you very much for coming and talking about your books. Hamid.
So, dear friends, I introduce a few books. You see, in the past, I had always to introduce the books of my father, and I have to introduce the book of my son. I mean, it's really somehow, it's getting complex. There's one book, you saw this just published last week, Therapeutic Narration. They are like stories. They collected Farid and his friend Diego. So like therapeutic stories which you can use. It's in German and in English. Yeah, I guess online should be also available this. So that's like therapeutic stories one can use in different places, cases, settings. So another great surprise we have are we have translated 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 or 6 books of Nosrat Pezeshkian into Persian language. You know, my father wrote the books all in German, yeah, for obvious reasons. And one of the books, Oriental Stories, was published also in Persian language. But of course, because in Iran you can't travel there and no seminars and this and that. So this was for 30 years, no development. But crisis as a chance. We have now since 1 year, we have a dear colleague who is also in Wiesbaden now. He is a wonderful man who has been 10 years in prison for nothing. I mean, just because for human rights issues. So from Iran, he came then as a refugee to Germany. I mean, he's 66 years old, so not so thing. But instead of being now only depressed, and I don't want to know how is Iranian prison. It's, you know, German prison, you know, you have television, swimming pool, and really everything. It is not in Iranian prison. But then he motivated us, let's translate the book. So the last 1 year now, 10 months, we have translated all these books, which are, one is like Positive Family Therapy. We have published the one, if you want something you have never had, you have to do something you have to do. The one about stress management, which doesn't exist even in English. Anyhow, so these are the books. So we have 5 or 6 now in Persian language, and this is the way our association works, you know. So we really...